Within the spoilers for Fairy Tail chapter 513, we actually got to resume the fight between Eileen and Erza. It's been a long-awaited fight for the longest time now, and actually towards the end of the spoilers, Eileen decided that before she takes Erza's life, she may as well fill her in on her past. She actually started by saying that she was Erza's mother, a huge revelation in and of itself, but then she followed up with a bombshell by saying that I am Eileen Belsirion, the Queen of the Dragons. This is followed with so much speculation when it comes to Eileen's past, as well when it comes to Erza's past, but one thing I wanted to know from the start was who Erza's father is. Now that it's confirmed that Eileen is Erza's mother, me personally, the revelation of the father was one of the biggest things I wanted to know about. When I actually posted my spoilers video though, I got an overwhelming amount of comments pointing out who Erza's father could actually be. So let me go and ask you this. If Eileen is the Queen of the Dragons, tell me, who's the King of the Dragons? Well, none other than e.n.d. So with this in mind, I actually began questioning if Erza's father could be none other than the Dragon King himself, e.n.d. Now this was an absolutely just huge stretch. There are so many things that just in general oppose the series, such as e.n.d.'s age being down 400 years, but I'm actually going to try my best here to fill in at least some of the holes that follow with this theory, but do keep in mind the fact that I'm still slightly hesitant when it comes to fully believing in this theory. So to kick this off, let's go ahead and start with the quote that appears at the end of the chapter according to the spoilers, which is Erza's secret crosses time and space. With this, I instantly thought of the Eclipse Gate simply because the spoilers actually say time. Along with this, taking a quick look at Eileen's clothing that she is wearing when she reveals that she was once Queen of the Dragons, the clothing could easily pass as clothing that we've seen 400 years prior to where we are right now within Fairy Tail. With this though, I'm actually thinking if it's possible that Eileen and possibly even Erza are from the past, much like Natsu and the remainder of the Dragon Slayers. If this were to be the case, that would actually create another link between Natsu and Erza, that being that they both actually lived 400 years in the past. Nevertheless, in the past, I do believe that it's possible that Eileen and e.n.d. could have actually had Erza. As for how Erza and Eileen are in the future right now, that's definitely a gray area with this theory. I think that's possible though, that the Eclipse Gate could have been involved with how they're in the future right now. However, I don't know exactly how likely that would be, combined with the fact that Eileen actually recalled Erza dying a long time ago, which could have actually taken place over 400 years ago if this were to be the case. There's just a ton of loopholes with this theory. Now let's go and talk about the motives. Now, this is where I believe e.n.d. and Eileen could have actually been driven away from one another, because it's obvious that they really just have a distaste and hatred for one another. So to start, e.n.d. is absolutely notorious for having the end goal of slaying dragons. However, in Eileen's case, she seemed to be, I guess, somewhat peaceful with the dragons as far as the revelation panel goes. So this is actually what I think could have driven the two to hate one another. Eileen wanted to befriend dragons, while e.n.d. wanted to slay the dragons. The king and queen could have essentially had a conflict of interest. Now this could explain why Eileen and Erza very obviously don't like one another, and overall what happened to their relationship, if there even was one. Nevertheless, voice your opinions in the comment section below. Do you guys believe that Erza's father could be the infamous Dragon King himself, e.n.d.? Don't forget to leave a like to show your support on this video, and subscribe if you're new. Peace.